Tonight on CTV News, the legalization of marijuana is celebrating its 5-year anniversary, and we have exclusive coverage of the Pence protest over the weekend.
And we take a look at some of the best puppy costumes of this Halloween. All this and more on CTV News, starting now. Happy Halloween, Colorado State University. You're watching CTV News, and I'm Stuart Smith.
And I'm Litos Castro. Let's dive into everything in the world of news. The anniversary of marijuana being legalized in Colorado is coming up this week, and we decided to check in on the CSU community to see how they feel about the past years here in Colorado.
As the 5-year anniversary for marijuana legalization approaches, we decided to talk to members of the CSU community to find out how they feel these past 5 years have gone.
I think it is mostly positive. I don't see anybody getting addicted to it, and it's more recreational and people get relaxed.
With many hoping the tax money collected would be put into education, the largely debated topic had many wondering if the benefits would be worth the legalization.
People are going to be buying and selling and smoking weed anyway. Might as well make it legal since it's not harming anybody. Put that money into the state.
However, with new changes comes new concerns from the citizens.
Since it's been legalized, a lot of other drug use has been increased.
While it doesn't look like any changes to the law will be coming anytime soon, one can only hope that any problems that present themselves in the future will be solved promptly.
As the anniversary gets closer, we encourage everyone to stay safe if participating in the celebration.
Racist graffiti and a mannequin head covered with Nazi symbols were found in a dumpster enclosure near Moby Arena on Saturday. According to an email sent from Colorado State University's public safety team, the mannequin was found in a dumpster area not visible to the public, and CSU Police Department does not believe the event targeted any special individuals. This event is another reported bias-motivated incident on CSU's campus this fall. Previous events included a noose outside of Newsom Hall, a Snapchat of a student with a Nazi symbol painted on her arm, and a defamatory wireless network and the words "Hail Hitler" written on a Jewish student's door. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to contact CSU PD at 970-491-6425. Students who are impacted by this incident or need support are encouraged to reach out to the CSU Health Network counseling services.
The recent announcement of a new meat harvesting facility has stirred up the student group Rams Organization for Animal Rights, or ROAR. The group has been fighting for transparency from Colorado State University about funding and plans. On Thursday, the group protested against the meat harvesting plant on the Montfort Quad in front of the new Animal Sciences building. CSU's facility has accepted a $12.5 million grant for a meat processing facility. CSU is currently building the JBS Global Food Innovation Center, a meat processing facility, to educate students on meat processing and ethical practices in this field. According to ROAR, CSU has not been transparent about the process and did not release any information about the building plans until the groundbreaking prompting the group to hold a demonstration called #CSU Integrity. The upcoming building received a $12.5 billion investment from JBS. According to the Wall Street Journal, the former CEO of JBS, Josley Batista, resigned after bribes were revealed. JBS is one of the largest beef packers in the world and has been accused of bribing different health inspectors and cutting corners in health safety concerns. For more information, please visit thecollegian.com.
Last week, Mike Pence visited Denver for a private event and had quite a few protesters. This was the scene outside of the Marriott at the Denver Tech Center on Thursday as Vice President Mike Pence arrived for an event to thank the Trump campaign's major donors in Colorado. During his speech, Pence promised to his donors the biggest tax cut in history and, in the wake of various Republicans going against the party, also stressed the importance of unity within the GOP. Outside, in the 35-degree weather, members of various left-leaning political groups along the Front Range, led by Indivisible Colorado, stood, chanted, and cheered in protest of the current White House. Outside of the Marriott, there are at least 70 women dressed up as handmaidens in protest of what they consider to be Mike Pence's attacks on their reproductive and just generally female rights. Here's two representatives from One Colorado and Planned Parenthood.
We're letting the administration know our concerns with their policies and that they're rolling us back and taking care away from women and LGBTQ folks that's really needed, and we've come so far in it's really sad that they're taking us back. So we're really concerned with the decisions this administration is making to create barriers to things like birth control. We're also concerned that we've seen targeted attacks on Planned Parenthood in our funding.
One of our biggest concerns is when Mike Pence was the governor of Indiana, he actually signed a bill to allow businesses and individuals to discriminate against LGBTQ people and claim that their religion is the reason why, and now those viewpoints are in the White House under him and Trump.
As Pence rode by in his motorcade, which Denver police closed down the streets for, he made no visible or public acknowledgement of the protesters. For more information, visit www.collegian.com.
Halloween weekend, or better known as Hollow Weekend, is many college students' favorite time of the year, but authorities typically deal with various crimes throughout the city. This year, was a typical Halloween weekend, according to Dustin Weir, Fort Collins police spokesperson. The department responded to 9 party-related calls on Friday into Saturday with 2 citations and 27 party calls from Saturday into Sunday with 1 party-related arrest. Weir stated that it may be busier than your typical weekend, but not by a whole lot. And it's hard to say whether it is all Halloween-related or if the CSU football game attributed to some of that. There was nothing that was particularly out of control or crazy. CSU's public safety team sent an email to students Thursday warning students of increased student conduct issues in the days around Halloween. The email warns students of consequences that include alcohol infractions, sexual misconduct, including sexual assault and uninvited touching, physical assault, vandalism, false IDs, obstructing a police officer, and public urination. In regard to Halloween tonight, the Fort Collins police anticipate that college students will go out and have fun. But remember to stay safe out there, Rams. Well, CSU, that wraps it up for us on the news desk tonight.
But don't go anywhere, because reporter Nicole Para has an exclusive live interview that you won't want to miss.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
You are listening to 90.5 KCSU Fort Collins with DJ Meanbeat,
DJ Nightshade, DJ Wildcard. Music to me is one of the best creative outlets that I can think of. An escape from the real world.
Music to me is an expression of love.
To go from like folk to hip hop to like classic rock, 1960s bossa nova. With music, there's like no boundaries.
I work here because I love music, and you do too.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Welcome back to CTV. I'm Nicole Para, and I'm here with a group of students who released a Black feminist manifesto on campus just last week. So thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So tell me about the Black Feminist Manifesto.
So the Black Feminist Manifesto is sort of our blueprint for how to address diversity and inclusion at the university level using a Black feminist praxis.
It's also an archive of us, our ancestors, our foremothers, the communities that we grew up in, and we dedicate it to the women of color on campus. We dedicate it to people of color who are, you know, struggling to stay afloat in academia. And so through our words, through us writing from the trenches of our intergenerational pain, from our lived experiences of racism, of sexism, of homophobia here on the campus of CSU, as well as out in larger society, we reveal that to the world, and we hope that people are able to find something in the manifesto that they're able to hold and allow that to carry them through as they continue on their journey.
Yeah, there was 9 of us who wrote it, 10 of us who are referenced, and then a faculty who helped us throughout the entire process. And we pretty much, it started from going to a conference in Atlanta of words. It was literally after the anthology that is taught, that is used in Black feminism class. And we went there, and as a product of going to this conference, the 10 of us that were left came together and we created this Black Feminist Manifesto. And basically from May until October, we were working on this manifesto and writing it and editing it and coming together every weekend for about 2 to 4 hours every weekend from there throughout the summer into the school year.
And talk to us about the release party, because the release party was last week. So how did that go, and what did you guys do at the release party?
Okay, it went better than we ever could have hoped for, because we were stressing, for real.
So we had this release party basically to honor our donors. So we raised $6,000, over $6,000 to go to Spelman University for the conference, which inspired the manifesto. And so it was really for them to reveal the work that we've been doing, and then also for students to kind of get a taste of the work that we've been doing. So we invited our donors, and we invited mostly Black students to come and witness the work that we did.
And so the overall presentation was comprised of us doing an introduction to honor our donors, and then we went into us honoring our descent lines in terms of who has influenced our work. And then we move into 3 pieces. I did a piece by Alyssa Harris called That Girl. Tahani did a piece by Kai Davis called Ain't I a Woman, and Ratu did Audre Lorde, Litany for Survival. And what we received is beyond words themselves, and it was just a really magical space to be in, and you know, it was an entry point for all of us in terms of us developing our own voices and really putting ourselves out there and pouring back into people who have poured into us over these years being in college.
And talk to us a little bit about the term Black feminism and what that means to you, why is it important, and how is that different from feminism, from white feminism, from all these other types of feminisms that we see?
Well, Black feminism is, first off, I can talk about the differences first. The differences from white feminism is that white feminism tends to be monolithic. It looks at just one type of woman or one type of story, which is usually the story of white women, and it does not include women of color, it does not include trans women, and it also doesn't include men and how they can engage with feminism as well. Black feminism is truly an intersectional perspective about how does race, class, gender, sexuality intersect with one another, and how heterosexism, racism, sexism, classism, and all these other things and fall into affecting our bodies, because in understanding how these systems affect women of color and trans women of color and their bodies does give tools and perspective actually how to understand how these systems of oppression affect all bodies. And so that's kind of like a little tidbit of it.
And is there anything that you really want the CSU community to know, your allies to know, your colleagues, the people that you're in class with, about your work and what you guys really stand for?
So in the manifesto, we have a few chapters that specifically address faculty and staff and administration at CSU and the ways in which they contribute to kind of creating a climate that supports racism or supports white supremacy as an alternative opinion instead of an unacceptable one. And kind of continues to perpetuate these oppressive systems that fall on all of our bodies. We also address students and higher affairs. We address all kinds of people in the manifesto. And so we hope that people read it and that they engage in Black feminism and that they become critically engaged allies and change some of the things that are happening around on campus. So the noose incident and the all hail Hitler and all of these racist things that are happening around campus aren't being addressed because we're being informed by neoliberalism, which is something we critique highly in our manifesto. And we hope that the manifesto will force everybody, including students, to address these issues in ways that are critical and that actually get to the root of the problem.
And also I would say to our students of color and to those who are critically and actively engaged in doing this work with us, alongside us, we see you. We exist, we out here, we're making moves, and I would offer that pain can be a resource and it can be something, it's so important to utilize pain as a way to propel you forward and to interrogate it and to embrace it at the same time and understand that it's important to make meaning of it. And that's really what we've done in this manifesto, is we've bridged our pains, our sorrows, our depressions, and so forth, and we've created joy out of them. And you know, that's something that we want to give to you, and so yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys so much again for coming on the show. I honestly learned a lot from going to the release party and interviewing you guys, and I just want to say thank you again for sharing your stories with us. And stay tuned for weather segment next with Zach Trombetta.
Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes, but with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
You are listening to 90.5 KCSU Fort Collins with DJ Mean Beats,
DJ Nightshade,
DJ Wildcard. Music to me is
one of the best creative outlets that I can think of.
an escape from the real world.
Music to me is an expression of love.
To go from like folk to hip hop to like classic rock, 1960s bossa nova. With music, there's like no boundaries.
I work here because I love music, and you do too.
Welcome back from break. Weather anchor Zach Trombetta here. Hope you guys all had a great weekend. Weather here in Fort Collins was pretty nice. The game outcome on Saturday wasn't what we expected, but it was a nice weekend overall. Today in Fort Collins was a pretty nice day here. Nice way to start the Halloween evening. 51 degrees here currently in Fort Collins with the sunset at 5:58 p.m. If you're going out tonight, I suggest you bring a light coat or jacket because we are expecting some winds and the temperature is going to drop. Tonight we have winds coming out of the west at 10 miles an hour pretty consistently, and we could see wind gusts up to 20 miles an hour. It's going to be a partly cloudy night here in Fort Collins. Looking at overnight lows across the state, 34 here in Fort Collins, 31 up in Sterling, and out on the eastern plains, Burlington, 33 degrees. 32 down in Lamar. In the high country, it's going to be a cold night up in the high country. 37 in Grand Junction, 23 in Gunnison, and 28 in Vail. Denver, you're going to sit at a nice 38 degrees, and Colorado Springs and Pueblo sitting at 36. Tomorrow, your highs, 69 here in Fort Collins, 72 in Sterling, Lyman, 71, and Lamar, 75. Denver and Colorado Springs, 70 degrees, and down south in Pueblo, 72. Out on the western slope, Vail, 48 degrees, up in Craig, 59, and down in Telluride, 45. However, we're going to have some wind tomorrow, and I'll tell you about it here. 20 miles an hour wind gusts in Denver, up here in Fort Collins and northern Colorado, as well on the eastern plains, 15 to 20 miles an hour. In Craig, 25, and in Vale, 30 miles an hour. If you have any Halloween fixtures like the blow-up skeleton dolls, you might want to bring those in because it's going to be a windy night and windy day tomorrow across the state of Colorado. Your 5-day forecast: tomorrow 68 degrees, 38 is your low, 60 degrees on Thursday, and we'll see 60s the rest of the week. Saturday for the border war, Michelangelo will have your game day forecast on Thursday, but 65 degrees and 34 will be your low. Sunday, 63 is a high and 35 as your low to cap off your week. Let's take a look at the ski resort not of the week, ski resort update. We only have 2 mountains open currently in Colorado, Arapahoe Basin and Loveland Ski Area, both with limited terrain and man-made snow. However, tomorrow's the first of the month and we're going to see a bunch of ski resorts open across the state of Colorado, starting with Copper Mountain on November 10th, as well as Keystone and Breckenridge on November 10th as well. Winter Park, you're open in November 15th, in Vale, November 17th. Stay tuned because I'll have your ski resort of the week for the rest of the semester on Tuesday nights. Now, for your tomorrow's forecast, 69 degrees and 34 as your low. It's going to be a sunny day, but I talked about the winds, 10 to 15 miles an hour coming out of the west with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Your sunrise tomorrow morning, 7:30. Sunrise tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. and a sunset at 5:56 p.m. It just keeps getting earlier and earlier. Tonight, Rams, stay safe and stay tuned for Alex for an awesome sports segment next.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hello and happy Halloween. I'm Alex Clow. Let's get to it and talk sports. Well, the Colorado State football team's winning streak is officially over after last weekend. The team played Air Force at home and lost 45-28. The defense simply was not able to beat Air Force's triple option style defense. Air Force rushed for 413 yards and Colorado State rushed for 166 yards. Senior quarterback Nick Stevens didn't have his best performance of this season as he only completed 17 of his 31 passes for 269 yards. Stevens also had 2 touchdown passes and he had 3 interceptions. These were his first in conference play. Stevens officially has 63 touchdown passes, which is just shy one of CSU's all-time leader, Garrett Grayson. Wide receiver Michael Gallup had 7 catches for 161 yards and a touchdown. And sophomore fullback Adam Prentice caught his first career touchdown in the second quarter of the game. And senior running back Dalen Dawkins had a great performance with 141 yards on the ground and a touchdown on 13 carries. His touchdown was a 76-yard run, which was the longest of his career. On the defensive side, junior linebacker Josh Watson recorded a career high of 17 tackles, and sophomore cornerback logged his second interception of the season. Looking ahead, the team will be on the road this weekend to face Wyoming in the annual border war. This game is set to kick off at 5 p.m. at night. The Colorado State volleyball team continues to be on fire as they had yet another sweep against Air Force last Thursday. This sweep marked their 12th consecutive win and their 9th sweep in conference play. The Rams will remain undefeated in Mountain West play as well. Jasmine Hanna was the leader for the Rams as she had 12 kills and a .385 hitting percentage. Kirsty Hillier and Brianna Reynolds also added 8 kills each. Katie Alexic dished out 34 assists and Amanda Young had 9 digs. In the beginning of the first set, the team set a 6-2 lead, and it was one they would hold for the entire match. The team has 2 home matches this week, beginning with Utah State on Thursday and then Boise State on Saturday. The Colorado State soccer team officially ended their season last Friday against Wyoming. CSU lost 2-3, and CSU's defender Haley Halvesek got 2 goals for the team. But this game was special for the Rams because they honored the seniors on the team. The 5 seniors are Paige Brandt, Taylor Hodgson, Gianna Marconi, Janelle Stone, and Maddie Rodriguez. Maddie Rodriguez did not get to start in the game due to an injury that has left her out for most of the season. The team will have an off week the rest of the week and will have time to recuperate, and then they are back at it for off-season training come next week. For more sport updates throughout the weekend, follow the CTV 11 YouTube page, and don't go away because Kiara Coles is up next with some of the cutest puppies and the best Halloween costumes I've ever seen.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Hope you're all having a spooky Halloween, Rams. I know I'm all dressed up and ready for tonight. I'm Kiara Coles, your favorite entertainment anchor, and let's get started. After 10 months of dating, Selena Gomez and The Weeknd have officially called it quits. According to a rep of the Wolves singer, the two have been going back and forth about their relationship for quite some time, saying, quote, "It's been hard with him being on tour and her shooting in New York. That wasn't easy on them." The breakup has reportedly been hard on both Gomez and The Weeknd, born Abel Tesfaye, and the two still remain in touch. In other news, Gomez was recently spotted spending time with her ex, of whom she dated on and off for 4 years, Justin Bieber. The pair reportedly reconnected after Bieber reached out to Gomez upon hearing about her recent kidney transplant. The two attended church together and were photographed by TMZ having breakfast in Westlake Village, California. Although rumors obviously started to swirl, there has been no confirmation that this outing was anything more than a simple get-together. All your favorite celebs are dressing up for Halloween, and with their access to the best makeup artist in town, you can be sure that they went all out. Modern Family actress Sarah Hyland and Bachelor alum Wells Adams masqueraded as the famous Eleven and Dustin from Stranger Things, complete with Eggo waffles and all. Singer Demi Lovato paid homage to the late great Tejano singer Selena Quintanilla Perez, donning a look similar to the one Selena had in her last concert. Die Hard actor Bruce Willis and his assistant chose to dress up as personas quite different than his butt-kicking Die Hard character, opting for the Shining's creepy twins look. Of course, this look would not be complete without the blue flower headpiece, which Willis is rocking, by the way. Finally, Kristen Bell, looking pleased as ever, chose to dress up as Elsa from Frozen, despite voicing Anna in the Disney hit. I'm sure you're all expecting some cheesy joke in reference to the movie, but it's been a whole 4 years since the movie came out, so I think I'm just gonna let it go. You know what's better than dogs? Dogs in costumes, and this past weekend I got to see both. In lieu of the Halloween weekend, dog owners dressed up their playful pugs and gathered in the Oaktown Plaza for the annual Halloween Pug Parade. Owners expressed their excitement for this unique event.
Yeah, the great weather, the chance to share the good times with fellow pug owners, and get these guys out. They love to socialize, and believe it or not, I think they kind of like to dress up too.
Pugs wore their best costumes.
There's so many cute little pugs here with so many outfits on. I can't wait to just see what everybody's dressed up as.
Honestly, I just love seeing all the pugs here in all their costumes.
And took to the parade route, which started at Oak Street and continued on through Old Town Plaza. The parade served as a great way to connect community members and dog lovers alike.
Being Fort Collins, we're a huge outdoor city and we all love dogs, so it just brings everybody together.
The Pug Parade not only brings members of the Fort Collins community together, but also informs people about the Pug Playgroup here in Fort Collins?
The Pug Playgroup is, let's see, first and third Sundays at Fossil Creek. It's just a bunch of little pugs that get out, run around, and make noise and snort.
Come out and either hang with their pug and everybody else's pugs, or just get to learn about these cool dogs.
Say hi, Lucy. If you own a pug, you can find the Pug Playgroup page on Facebook by searching FC Pug Play to check out all of their upcoming meetings and events. Pugs weren't the only ones getting into the Halloween spirit. This shaggy dog officially won Halloween without even having to buy a costume. Take a look at Keki the dog posing as the ever-important cleaning supply, the mop. Keki is a Hungarian pulley dog, a breed known for growing long locks of hair. She debuted her striking look at a dog Halloween parade, relaxing while her owners pushed her around in her carriage, or janitor's bucket. Keki's unique and effortless look made her a viral sensation. And can we talk about the fact that this dog is rocking her look better than any costume that I've paid money for? Just goes to show how little effort and some imagination can go a long way. It's been 14 years since this cast was last together, but their reunion is in perfect timing for the Halloween season. Sabrina the Teenage Witch show stars Melissa Joan Hart, Carolyn Rhea, and Beth Broderick, and other fan favorites all appeared for their first ever reunion at LA Comic-Con. The cast got together for plenty of photos and even commented on what they think their characters would be doing now, including thoughts from Broderick that her character, Aunt Zelda, is probably driving an Uber in the other realm. The cast also talked about a 1-hour spin-off of the CW Riverdale show that will be based off of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but will have a much darker tone. The spin-off, called The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, is set to premiere on the CW. Well, that's all the time we have tonight, CSU, but have a wonderful Halloween night, and remember to stay safe out there, Rams, and don't forget to follow CTV News on Twitter at CTV11. Have a great night.